Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Noodlecast. This is episode 1. My name is DJ, and with
And
me is,
I'm Joe. You know me.
and together we are a band called the Noodles.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make a podcast, so now we're making a podcast.
Yeah.
Joe, how's it going?
It's going. Excited for episode 1, kind of nervous. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
I feel like addressing that you're nervous on a podcast. I feel like that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
This is also probably the most ghetto podcast recording setup of all time, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm literally just using my AirPods with Zoom going. It works. It's a cheap setup, but it works.
I'm using about a pair of $16 headphones from Walgreens. I guess people don't really know who we are as people, because even though we do vlogs and stuff, we don't really talk about who we are.
Yeah, a lot of the vlogs and stuff are us putting on, I don't want to say characters, but it's not like personal, like.
It's like us going and doing stuff.
Yeah, not like personal, like us stuff.
That
makes any sense.
So really what I'm trying to say is who are you?
I'm Joe. I play the guitar a lot, a few different bands here and there, go to college for psychology stuff, and I work. And that's pretty much all I do.
Wow, very interesting.
Yes, you know it. If I want to make it more interesting, I play rhythm guitar and a lot of stuff, and we play a lot of original music.
Joe, what do you do as a job?
What do I do as a job? I work on a cricket farm. And all right, funny story. So I did work at Walgreens. I had to go to my boss and tell him I was quitting to go work on a bug farm. And he straight up stopped, called someone into the room, and was like, "Have you ever heard of somebody quitting to go to a bug farm?" He's like, "I have been here 30 years and I have never heard that in my life." Like, he just could not understand it. That's my job.
That's
But
fun.
It pays the bills. It is fun. Genuinely is.
I guess I need to talk about who I am as a person now.
Yeah, introduce yourself to our lovely fans.
No. I also go to college, but I go to a bigger school than you do. My school could beat your school up. And I also study psychology. What?
Oh, no. Wow.
And then technically, I'm still employed at a bar, but I'm going to quit soon. So I am also kind of unemployed. And then I come up with a lot of stupid ideas for songs, and that's my contribution to the music world. And then I also play guitar sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah. It's pretty equal. It's pretty evenly split in the Noodles, though, I would say.
Some may say that.
I guess it depends on what we're working on.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. Also, of note, we are cousins.
Yeah, that is a thing.
So that's how we met each other. I popped out of my mother 8 months before you did out of yours, and so I think I was probably there when you were born. And then that was the first time we met.
Yeah. We gave each other a handshake and nice to meet you.
Yeah, I mean, we both came out playing instruments.
Oh yeah, I came out with a Fender Stratocaster like strapped to my chest. So
Yeah. Well, I came out with an acoustic guitar, but then I put it down, and I also had a piece of paper and a pencil so I could start writing lyrics to songs.
oh, don't forget, I also came out with a MacBook so that I could add fake drums to every song.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah. I mean, I've been writing since day one. That's how I come up with the titillating lyrics, such as those found in songs like I Am Caveman.
which
Um,
like I unironically is probably my favorite song that we've done so far.
it
I don't
is
know why.
it is by far my favorite song that we've done solely because of the meme.
Yeah.
Like we've
Yeah, in
memed
case
it,
yeah,
other
in
people
case
are like all of our friends have already memed it.
yep.
And so if we can find a way to inject it into the mainstream, it is very memeable.
Yeah, in case anyone listening does not know, I have made our song I Am Caveman into at least 4 or 5 different versions that are all more and more stupid as they go along.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Bass Boosted is one of the better ones of that as well. Um,
Don't forget we also have I Am Snowman, which is literally us trying to rap over
well,
Caveman.
I Am Snowman might be the cringiest thing of all
It is
time.
absolutely awful and I try not to think about it a lot.
Yeah. Um, I can't listen to most things that we create because I hate myself, but
Yeah,
I
me too.
really can't listen to I Am Snowman.
Yeah, that's like that other rap cover we did that's not going to be named. That was
Yeah, but
just
then we made a better
oh
one of that, and then we just didn't release the better version.
oh yeah, we did. Should really do that.
How did you get into music?
Oh, that's actually a good question.
Most of the questions I've asked you, I have known the answer to. I don't know if know the full story for this one actually.
Ever since I was a little kid, like my mom would play just a bunch of music in the car and stuff. Tom Petty, Green Day, pretty much all the stuff I listen to now, AC/DC. And I really liked music since I was a kid. And then I guess it really started when I was what, third or fourth grade. I picked up the trumpet, played that all throughout high school, was in the marching band, loved that. That was fantastic. Honestly, my favorite part of high school. Um, Sophomore year of high school, I picked up a guitar, and that was it was genuinely the greatest thing I've ever done. I love playing guitar. I love music. I can experiment with music so much with the guitar. Just do all this stuff again. Ever since I started playing, doing noise noodles, starting my other band, doing my solo stuff. It's just been so much fun, and music just became a part of my life, I guess, from the fourth grade until now.
I have a very different experience growing up with music because so until about 8th grade, I pretty much only listened to Christian rock because that's what my parents would play in the car. And so I didn't listen to like anything until 8th grade on my own, where you exposed me to Michael Jackson, and that was my first like mainstream music I listened to.
I remember that.
And then I started playing guitar in 8th grade. I'm pretty sure, okay, so because I am slightly older than you, I'm like a grade ahead of you in school, and like I've experienced everything like a year ahead of when you did. And so there have been times where I don't know if you notice it or not, but you kind of intentionally or unintentionally copy me with things. So like when I grew my hair out, you grew your hair out when we were kids. And then like
Yeah.
I started playing guitar. And I think you had already wanted to play guitar, but then a couple years later, seeing me play was what kind of like pushed you to start wanting to play more yourself. So I started playing back in 8th grade. I don't know. It's like very stark differences in the music that I listen to now compared to when I was a kid, because now I listen to all like rap, like mainstream rap, as opposed to listening to just Christian rock when I'm a kid.
Yeah, I play pretty much what I listen to, which is fast, mostly fast hard rock, punk, pop punk, any of that kind of stuff. You know, Green Day, Blink-182, Ramones, all of that stuff. I tried to get in the playing better solos recently, but soloing is kind of hard.
Yeah,
So
that's why I pretty much stick to acoustic and I play rhythm, and I pretty much do that, and that's it.
I love electric. I love playing electric guitar.
But I really want to be good at like rapping, but I'm not. So I mean, I listen to like most of what I listen to now is like I listen to a lot of Childish Gambino and Tyler the Creator, which is like good rap, and then I just can't do anything close to that.
That's like I want to have. That's like when I play guitar, I want to have the same kind of energy as like Angus Young from AC/DC. But that is it's so hard to play and have that energy.
Well, when I am writing things, I want my energy to be that of like, I want my energy to be as if like Bobby Moynihan was writing music.
I can see that too. Which, yeah, I want to get better at writing music, but I just can't. Like, and I mean lyrically, I can write like instrumental stuff pretty decently, I think. But lyrics and stuff, I just can't do it.
Well, my mom was an English major. So like I grew up around like vast vocabulary, and I learned how to do rhyme schemes pretty early. And like from the moment I learned how to write poetry, I was like good at it. But that also leads to like what we write, and the music I write for us is a lot of very simple rhyme schemes, but I
Yeah.
make the lines themselves complex. I also have to use a lot of half rhymes and stuff and things that don't always sound amazing.
I don't know. The thing I kind of like it about the way we do stuff is it is really cheap and it is really simple. Our whole setup and everything about the Noodles is simple, but it works. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like it us having to work around technical limits is almost a creative driver for us.
Yeah.
I think. And we do a lot with that. And a lot of what we've written with certain things has been like we've leaned into our technical
Yeah.
And we've really made use of what we have to the fullest.
Because you figure most bands have like an audio engineer or someone they can go to from a manager, audio engineer, all this stuff to help them. We have the both of us and GarageBand and some USB cables.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly.
pretty much what our setup is. So, I mean, you do some of the social media stuff, I do the mixing stuff. It's not the greatest mixing in the world and all this stuff, but I mean, it's better than it could be.
Yeah. It's better than if a monkey sat at a laptop and tried to mix a song.
I mean, you could definitely hear the differences in like the Cave, the EP we did versus now. I think the mixing's gotten a lot better, but there's still room to improve. With
Yeah.
anything, though. I mean, that's with anything.
Are you sitting on your couch in your kitchen?
I am sitting in my kitchen couch, which, if you guys are aware, I have a couch in my kitchen.
I'm in my bedroom in my house. I just have random things behind me. Even though this isn't the house I grew up in, I still have a lot of like it some things about it feel like a childhood bedroom, but I think that my college room feels a lot more like childhood bedroom.
See, my room has a lot of stuff from my childhood. My room is basically, it's literally just all music. Like, my walls are just music posters or movie posters. And then there's just, because my room's pretty small, so there's literally just like 6 or 7 guitars in like every corner of the room.
This room has a lot of bobbleheads everywhere. Um, some of them are behind me. My room at college, I have a lot of memes on my wall.
Yeah.
I have a stitched thing above my bed that says anyone can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a daddy. And I bought that for myself at a Goodwill. I
All
also
right.
I didn't okay, when you visited my apartment over the summer, you didn't see this, but I now have a picture of former United States President Bill Clinton that hangs above my toilet in my apartment. Um,
Oh man.
so Bill Clinton just watches everybody who uses my bathroom use the bathroom.
That is absolutely fantastic.
That was another Goodwill buy. I bought that when I still worked at Goodwill, because I worked at Goodwill over the summer.
See, the Goodwill by us though, like, has nothing. Like the Goodwill here.
Well, the Goodwill by us is actually organized also. Like the
That's
Goodwill I
true.
worked at was a lot bigger, but it was also a lot more unorganized and much harder, it seems like, to work in. Because like the Goodwill I worked at, we had like we had to rack like 20 plus racks of clothing a day, and we had to take stuff off the shelves, and we had to do just like a bunch of stuff, and we had to watch register, and yeah.
See, that's what, working at a bug farm, I do not miss retail one bit. I I love my coworkers at Walgreens and all. I love everybody there, but working retail, you just develop just a hatred for people. That's the best way I can put it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, you just
Yeah,
don't like people anymore.
I fully agree. What do you think is the worst story you've had with a customer?
I'm definitely, so I got a few, but I think the one that sticks out most is the constant regular couponers. The people who will take, like, the people who come in, and if their thing doesn't work, like if it's 50 cents that's wrong, they'll make you return like 3 separate purchases for 50 cents. And they just keep coming back, like coming back, coming back. And you normally I'll be at the register for like 5 minutes at most on like a normal day. Then these coupon people come in. I think the longest I've been there is 45 minutes just doing people coupons, and it's nuts.
That's
So it's
awful.
awful.
I had one time at Goodwill, I had this lady, right, who came up and bought like a bunch of clothes, like a bag or two, big bag or two full of clothes. And she bought it all and had asked me, can I return this if it doesn't fit? And so our policy was we can give you store credit to go and find other clothing if it doesn't fit, because this was during COVID still, so we didn't have dressing rooms open or anything.
Yeah.
And so she comes back like a week later and wants to return all this clothing. And she is like, "Oh, I thought I could return it for cash." And I was like, "I told you that you couldn't do that when I checked you out a week ago." And so she was like, "All right, just return everything. And I don't think I'm going to find enough to use it. Can I like get my credit and use it another time?" And I had to ask one of my coworkers, and they were like, "No, you have to use it all at once." And she was like yelling at me about that. And I was like, I can't do anything. I'm sorry. Just please accept this because I told you when we checked you out. And I had this other lady who didn't completely speak English. This was like a week later. I hated register. Register was the worst.
Register's the worst part of retail. I don't mind being on the floor, like stocking shelves and that stuff. But register is a whole nother animal.
Yeah. So I checked this lady out and she didn't speak complete English. And our system was stupid at Goodwill. And so sometimes I couldn't figure out what to ring an item up as. So I would take two items that equated to one, like the price of one item, and I would check it out that way. And so she was like looking at her receipt and was like telling me I like got everything wrong and that like I something cost less. And so like my one of my coworkers was like right there next to me doing the working the door and making sure that like we weren't over capacity. And so I like kind of looked at him with the like help me look, and he like came over and like he kind of had heard what was happening and he was willing to back me up. And I was like, I felt so relieved when he was willing to do that because I just needed to be done with that customer. And I knew that I had rung everything up to the correct price. And
Yeah. Well, I also had this one lady come in. She wanted to buy $1,000 worth of gift cards, and Walgreens has a limit that you can only put 500 on. So I told this lady 3 times, I'm like, you can only put 500 on, and she's getting so mad at me. And I was like, all right, do you want me to get a manager and just do this for you? So I was like, and she was like, yeah. So I go to get a manager, and they're like, well, just tell her you can only put 500 on. I'm like, I did. She won't listen to me. So they come and they tell her the same thing that I told her, and it's just the greatest feeling in the world when a customer is like, "Oh, you're wrong. Get a manager." And you get a manager, and they back you up, and you're like, "I told you I was right the entire time. So thanks for wasting my time."
yeah, my friend who had backed me up in my story was offered a position as an assistant manager. And so I was hoping that he would get that because then I could just go get him. And then he like was really good friends with me and would have just like backed me up no matter what, pretty much. But then I quit. So
I was supposed to get a manager position, and then I didn't, and I'm kind of happy I didn't because then I wouldn't have gotten this job, which is way better,
mm.
working as a bug farmer. Talking about retail and jobs and stuff, what do you think is the worst job you've ever had?
So I can rank my jobs. I have
Yeah.
already thought out the ranking of my jobs. So the bar that technically currently still employs me is number one because I worked with a lot of really interesting people and it was cool and it wasn't a hard job. Number 2 is Goodwill. And it's a pretty close second. I did enjoy working there. I could just turn my brain off and do everything I needed to do. That's why I didn't like register, because then I would have to go to register and turn my brain back on.
Yeah.
And then third is I worked at a baseball stadium working
I remember that.
concessions, and that was pretty awful, and I hated it a lot. And I didn't get respect until the third year that I was working there. Um, and then my least favorite job is I worked in a dining hall at Penn State, which is the college I attend, and I hated it. And the only reason I worked there for 3 years was because I got paid well and then I got promoted. But then I actually still haven't quit, um, because of COVID. They didn't know if I just wasn't taking classes for the semester or anything, so they don't know that I
Damn.
quit yet, and I haven't worked there for like a year.
I would say, yeah, honestly, ranking my jobs, I've only had 3 jobs, and that's just because I stayed at them all for like a decent amount of time. My least favorite job by far was working at a grocery store, pretty much being the janitor and the cart guy that grabbed all the carts. That was awful. Like you weren't allowed to even like listen to music while you were getting the carts or cleaning or just roaming around the store. Like the pay was terrible, the hours were terrible. I had to work in the snow and the rain and when it was like dummy hot out. And then so that was an awful job. And then Walgreens was my second because my coworkers are great. Most of the time it was great, besides all the stupid customers when I was on register. And now I work at a bug farm and it's fantastic because I just pop in my headphones, do what I'm told, and go home.
I don't like you using the word pop in relation to a bug farm. That just doesn't sound correct. I don't know. I haven't necessarily enjoyed any of my jobs. So
Yeah, I mean, I just try to make the best out of what I can. I mean, nobody likes going to work, you know what I mean? It's never fun, but you just do what you can to make it fun. Xbox. Oh, that's another thing I guess I can kind of talk about. I've been looking into getting a gaming PC because, you know, within like the new Xbox and stuff coming out, I was like, I really want the new Xbox. Like, I really want to play all these games. But then I was really like thinking about it. The only games I want for the new Xbox are Halo and Forza, which you can just get on PC. And I want to play a lot of other games, especially Cyberpunk. Even though I heard it's not that great, like it didn't. I heard it didn't live up to the hype at all. But I really want to play it.
yeah, I heard that everybody was mad about that game, and that it was broken.
Which makes me sad because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong if you know, but I think it's the same people who made The Witcher.
I don't know because I've never played The Witcher.
I played The Witcher a little bit, but everything I heard about it was great. And I think that's what the problem is. I think some people expected it to be as big and as good as The Witcher. And it's comparing oranges and apples. It's two different kinds of games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also, I don't know, I'm just not in tune with gaming anymore.
Me neither. I just want to play Halo every once in a while. I
I mean,
really don't play that many. I mean, I have my Switch. The
you're
Switch is
more in
great,
tune
but
than I am. I play Madden sometimes, and then usually when I'm at school, that's like Madden 15.
Yeah.
And then I play Super Mario 64 every once in a while, but most of the time I just play Pokemon Go.
I want to re-download that, especially because I want to try to start exercising more. I feel like it'd be a good incentive, maybe. Especially because I want to start going on hikes.
You should play
Like,
it because then you can play with me and I can like we can trade stuff and
hey,
do raids together.
oh, word. Yeah, I will download that tonight then.
Um,
In fact, I will do that
but
as we talk right now.
nice. Very professional once again.
Yeah, very professional. I'm
Part of
doing research for the podcast.
part of me, yeah, you'll have to download it and then like give me your review of Pokemon Go next week.
Yeah, bet. You know what's another game that everyone's talking about? And like, I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet, but everyone is talking about it. And that's Genshin Impact. Have you heard of that game?
I have not, but you can describe it to me.
I don't even know too much about it. My friends told me about it, and I'm hearing about it everywhere. It's basically like an open world RPG, I believe, in like an anime art style. I don't know too much about it. People say it's fun. I'm gonna try it, and yeah,
Interesting.
but it takes up a lot of space. It takes up like 8 gigs.
Is it like a mobile game or?
It's on PC and mobile. I think that's the only two
Mhm.
platforms it's on. On mobile, it's free. On PC, it's like a few bucks.
Gotcha. I guess I also play. Have you played Among Us?
I was about to bring up Among Us because I paid for it on my laptop, only to find out it doesn't run on a Mac.
Ah, that's why
But
you
I got it on my phone.
never. That's why you never have a Mac as your primary computer.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting a gaming PC just so I can play Among Us. I'm gonna spend $1,000 to play Among Us.
I've heard there are some cool mods for the PC version. I only have it because me and my roommates split the cost of one of the Jackbox Party Pack games. And
Those are so
so
much fun.
the roommate who like has the game on their Steam account library shares with me and they bought Among Us on Steam. And so I also have
Uh,
Among Us on Steam.
should have a Noise Noodles Among Us session.
I don't know who would play other than the two of us.
We could join a public lobby.
We could do that, or I also have friends that I could like drop the code.
Oh, we could totally do that.
I have group chats that are just for Among Us, and I can just drop Among Us codes in.
Yeah, word. But yeah,
Um, so Christmas is coming up in 4 days.
Christmas, yes, which is crazy to me. I seriously feel like because this New Year's 2019 into 2020, I was hanging out with my friend at my old house on the couch, and I seriously feel like that just happened.
Mm.
This was a fast year, to be
This
honest.
year feels to me like it was very slow.
It also might just be because I genuinely, like, I was thinking about it. I pretty much like turned my life around in a way and did so much this year. It just went by so quick. I got my associates. I started at ESU. I bought my own car, got my own apartment, started a new job, moved to a new city, even though it's 20 minutes away from the old one. But it's like so much stuff happened this year. It's
I don't
nuts.
know. I feel like I've had a lot happen this year too. Or I'm just going into senior year of college. Obviously, a lot happens. Um, but it also just feels like everything was online, so I was just sitting in my apartment all semester. Over the summer I just lived by myself in a 5 bedroom apartment and that felt slow. And like every time I'm home, like Thanksgiving break and now that we're on winter break, Like everything just feels like it's going at a snail's pace.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Once college is over and I really want to move out of here. It is so boring in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the bottom of my list of places I want to go, and everywhere else I've applied has been pretty far away. The closest I've applied to jobs is probably Philly.
Yeah, I don't know. I really want to move to North or South Carolina because when I went and visited there, it is really nice there. I really want to move there when I'm out of college.
Mm. I'm supposed to go potentially on a trip there in a
It's
month
like
or so.
really nice there. I don't know. I want to move there.
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to be pretty far away from you no matter what.
Yeah.
So that'll make making music really interesting.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot because um, each of us has such a different path we want to take out of college, and I do want to still keep making music. We just got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the solution is that I get better equipment so that I can actually record and send you stuff.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't want to stop making music. I think it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I want to start doing more stuff and different stuff too. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to because we have all those like sketch ideas and stuff like that. I really want to get into that. I really want to get into filmmaking.
mhm.
I don't even know.
I mean, I do too. I've kind of played around with directing a little bit and also writing and acting. Um, I do want to try and break into the entertainment industry doing other things. Wherever I end up, I want to end up in a big city and I want to start doing stand up. Um, I've been on a kick the last couple days of just watching improv comedy,
Yeah.
and I really want to try and do improv at some point too, I think.
See, I'm really happy with the way like my quote unquote music career is going, or non-existent music career, but I would really like to stick with doing music stuff.
Hey, we've made money, so technically we are professional
Yeah,
musicians.
technically, yeah, we are indie musicians. And when I say get into filmmaking, I mean like I just want to get into like making short films and sketches, like cool stuff like that. I don't want to get into anything big. Like I just want to get my feet wet with that kind of stuff. Mainly want to stick to music.
I want to do that stuff so that I can do bigger stuff. Like yesterday, I was thinking about ideas for like a sitcom, and I think it would be really fun to write a sitcom someday.
Yeah, see, I just don't have like honestly, I just don't have the talent to write like a script or any kind of stuff in film. I'm more suited for music.
Yeah, but I mean, you're good at that. I'm good at writing things, but I'm bad at everything musically.
Yeah, music's definitely my strong suit.
And that's
I
why
should really try to get into
that's why
open
we
mics.
work well together.
Yeah, high five. Those listening on Spotify or wherever, we just high five the camera. Well, I mean, it's like we always say, if we were ever like really famous, you would be like on the like writing end of SNL, and I would be on like the music end of SNL.
I mean, I don't know. I see with our strengths, which is like it's weird because usually it's like the person who's good at writing takes the back seat and is the more like quiet, does their job kind of one.
I'm
But
definitely the more quiet one.
yeah, I'm the writer out of the two of us, and I am the more upfront personality,
Yeah.
which again doesn't really make sense. But I
See,
don't
the
know.
thing is, I'm just in general a very like introverted person, but when I like if I have a guitar in my hands, I'm like a completely different person. Like I will play and sing and do all this stuff, especially now being in two different bands and working with a bunch of different people on music stuff. Like if you two, I would say maybe two, even last year, 2 years ago, maybe I wouldn't ever sing or play in front of people, but now I'm like willingly able to play in front of people and sing in front of people. And so when I basically, all right, long TLDR, um, when I have a guitar, I'm more, I forget what the word is. When I don't have a guitar, I'm more introverted.
More
Extroverted.
okay, there
Yes.
you go. I don't know. I don't think it's a matter of like what I'm doing. Or I guess okay, here's how I am. If I'm doing comedy, then I don't care and I will just commit to any of my bits and I will do whatever I feel is necessary to get the laugh.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to actually seriously be good at something is when I get nervous. Like I like when I play guitar in front of people and I'm not playing comedy songs, then I get really nervous because I'm like, well, I want this to sound good. That's the intention is for it to sound good. But if I'm doing comedy and I sound bad, even if it's not what I intended to sound like, it can still be funny.
I think the thing with me being more extroverted when I'm playing guitar, mainly it just stems from the fact that I know it's my talent. I don't want to sound like boisterous and be like, oh, I'm great at guitar. This is my skill. But it is definitely the thing I've put the most time into and the thing I want to show people the most because it's my talent. It's what I enjoy doing and I have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being able to show people something that I think I'm good at, it it just makes me feel good. It gives me like it's a feeling that's hard to describe. It makes me feel good
Mm-hmm.
getting that out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, one of the reasons I want to do comedy and one of the reasons that I love comedy so much is that it really, like, if it's a lot harder with stuff like serious music to just like if you bomb to just like ride into the skid, whereas with comedy if you're just bombing and playing terrible you can just point out how terrible you are and that can be funny and that can be
Which yeah, that's pretty much what we do.
oh that's
Like our
absolutely
stuff
what
is
we do.
very our music is honestly it is very simple and it's gotten to the point where if we do a take and it's like a little tiny bit off, we're just like, whatever.
Yeah, and I mean like that's part of who we are and that's part of our comedic appeal and
Yeah.
that's why I've always wanted to make comedy music because I think that it just fits a lot better with how we operate.
Yeah, because I mean, um, like you said, if it's not great, you can kind of just play it off and be like, yeah, well, it's supposed to sound like that. But if it's a serious song and it sounds like crap, then you can't be like, oh, it's supposed to sound like crap.
Like I make a lot of jokes in just everything that I do about how I'm bad at everything and I'm sad and I hate myself. And I feel like that sets the stage for like if I mess up, then I can just go back to like, well, look at me, I'm bad and I suck. And that if people think that's funny, then they're gonna think that that's funny, and
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do a lot of I want to do a lot of comedy like that, and like I want to set the stage for things not with like, oh, prepare yourself. This is going to be the funniest thing you ever see. But I want
Yeah.
to go to my shows and if thinking like, oh, if I laugh, then that exceeded my expectations.
See, with my like again, quote unquote music career, or what I want my music career to be is like, especially with my other band, because there's six of us where um we all write our song. We all play a huge role in writing the songs that we write. And I really, all I want as far as my music career is for people to enjoy and like the music that we made ourselves. That's our product. I don't want people to be like, oh, those guys did a good cover of this song. I want people to be like, oh, these guys made a great song and that was their work. They did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got you. That's cool. All
Yeah.
right. I think we've been going for about an hour, so we can probably start winding down. But
Yeah.
last thing, I think improv games are really fun, and I've done those since I was like a first grader in acting classes.
Yeah.
And so I think my favorite game is, have you ever played the one where you just go back and forth and you each have to say one word and try and make a story?
Oh man, I've never played it before, but I know what it is.
It's like one of the simplest improv games you can do. And with two people, it's a lot easier. I've played it with like 10 plus people, and then it's really hard because people just will throw things off, or people try to be so wacky and out there and throw in a
Yeah.
word that
I'm
doesn't make
different.
sense. Um, but all right, I can start us off. One,
Day.
a
Dude.
said,
YOLO.
and
Jumped.
off
The
Empire
State.
Building
And
fell
over.
the
Oh. Uh next.
fell over the next avenue
Which
contained
nuclear.
armaments,
Wait, what word?
armaments.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Also, one of us has to say period to end the
Oh,
story at
then
some
yeah.
point.
All right, I'm gonna end this one right now, and we'll start a new one because I don't know where to go with that. This guy just fell onto like a giant thing of nukes.
I had ideas for where it could have gone, but that's fine. We can start a new story from YOLO dude jumping off the Empire State Building into nuclear weapons. All right. Do you want to
Which
start
should
this one?
okay, yeah, that was my warm up. Okay, one.
Afternoon.
Ooh. The
Queen
of
garbage.
eight.
Garbage.
She ate herself.
Well, she's the queen of garbage, so she's eating her kingdom.
One day the queen of garbage ate garbage. Next to.
That's two words. You can only say
Oh,
one word.
okay, next.
Two.
A.
Steaming
Monument.
Which
Contained.
garbage.
After
She
saw
a
airplane.
period.
It was hard because I was trying for there to be a comma in between that, but I didn't want to say comma.
Yes. I mean, you could add a comma, and then I could have just gone from there.
Yeah.
All right. We can each start one more, and then we'll close out the podcast.
All right.
All right. So that means I start this one. Saturday.
Jimmy
Neutron
met
his
demise
when
his
dog
went
into
the
white
toilet
and
fell
20
stories
off
a
building
near
the
edge
of
my
wait, so he fell off of a 20-story
He fell
building
off.
near the edge of my
Yes. He
uh,
fell off of a he fell
he
20
went into
stories from a he went into the toilet and fell 20 stories off of a building, which I'm assuming is in the sewers.
yeah.
It's like Futurama, where like old New York is under in the sewers.
Next to he fell off 20 stories next to my voluptuous. That's just a fun word to say.
I don't even know what it means.
I use it to mean like large and weighty.
Oh, you're killing me. Blender.
I don't think the word voluptuous has ever been used to
describe a blender.
Period.
Wait a minute. So Jimmy Neutron's dog Goddard.
Well, Jimmy Neutron died first off. He met his demise because Goddard fell into the toilet and then fell 20 stories next to one of our giant voluptuous blender.
I'm so happy this is getting recorded. I could write a whole album out of this. Oh man.
All right. So that's the end of that. Now you get to start our last story.
All right. I'm going to make it a little harder. Ready? Microwave.
Oven. Or ovens. Ovens. Microwave ovens.
Attacking.
I don't know if this sentence is going to be grammatically correct.
All right. Attacked.
Okay. Venezuela.
He attacked Venezuela. Beaches.
Because
Orangutans.
Invaded
Mexico.
When
bananas
fell
bananas fell off
the
coconut
wall
near
Donald
Duck.
Period. You see, you tried to do too much there.
I did try to do too much there. It would have been way funnier if it was just the orangutans attacking Venezuelan beaches because of some war in Mexico.
Yeah, well, I was trying to work towards like the microwave ovens were attacking Venezuela. I don't know where I was trying to take it with because, but I was hoping you would give me something good to work with. But then you gave me orangutans.
And this should be the closer for every podcast. So now I guess it is time to end.
Yeah, I was gonna close it. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Yeah, guys, thanks.
If somehow you have listened to our podcast and you haven't consumed any of our other content, please go to our YouTube channel. Just search the Noise Noodles. We don't have enough subscribers to change our URL yet. So if we could do that, that would be pretty cool. Also, we're on Spotify and literally everywhere else that streams music. We're on freaking Napster and Tidal.
Yeah, I didn't even know we're on TikTok too, which for some reason is how we've made a lot of money. And by a lot, I mean more than Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody posted a TikTok with our music that contained right-wing propaganda today, and I don't know how I feel about that. And it got like 2,000 likes on TikTok, so I also don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, whatever. Just go listen to our music. Okay, bye.